The following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
The show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-minute warning.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of 5-Minute Warning. Of course, it's your man, Ruben, celebrating strong right now, but the game is early. The game is early. You know, by the end of this show, I might be crying, or I might be celebrating, or I might be scared to death. But right now, there's a smile on my face because we in the playoffs and we got a slight lead. But with that being said, that's not what matters right now. What matters is our show. And of course, always with me is my man, my mellow AG. What's going on, brother?
What's happening, y'all? How you doing?
Man, it's great, man. Things are great right now. Watching all the NFL football that's going on. Most of it's been laughable. I mean, don't get it twisted. I would much rather have this be a blowout too, looking for the Commanders. But I know that shit ain't gonna happen. We've only blown out like one team this whole year, and that was Tennessee. And I mean, then they came back. So it's always gonna be a close game with us. We like to just get your heart racing, and then at the last minute, eke it out. We've been doing it all season, but
I do have one thing to say about all of this jovial mood that you're in. You're much easier to handle when the Commanders are winning. There's much less hate in your heart when the Commanders are winning. I have noticed that.
Well, I'll say this.
He's gonna try to explain it now.
It's not that I have less hate in my heart. What it is it's controlled a little better. I mean,
but you're smiling and you're animated and all the things usually come on. It's just a little angry when you come on. Usually,
I mean, that don't mean I don't hate on stuff. Don't get it twisted.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when the Commanders are winning or have won, you are a little bit more jovial.
Well, so is everybody. Because when the Commanders win, it's a good day for everybody except for Dallas.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but it's just like when you're the Grinch and all of a sudden you're handing out, country hams and whatnot at the end. I'm just saying it's a stark difference.
That's very true. But hey man, all I can do is do what I do. And I mean, look, man, and when it's all said and done, I almost said it in the grand scheme of things, but when it's all said and done, we made the playoffs for the first time since 2020. I'm happy with that.
Understand.
Very much so. Blackwood Shadows, what's going on? What's going on, Blackwood Shadows?
And I think you should be extra thankful because your estimate for wins, y'all got 3 more wins than your estimate. Because you said that I thought you said 9. I thought you said
I'd say we would go 8. We would go 8 and 9 out of 17 games. We go 8 and 9. We won 12 games this year. Went 12 and 5.
See, look at that.
I believe that's correct.
Isn't that good? Look, man.
Won't
that last you at least a week of happy?
Oh, that was last week.
Oh my goodness. Okay, never mind. I don't know what I was thinking.
I mean, hey, look, right now, we're just happy to be in the playoffs, and we're just ready to do the damn thing. If we win, if we lose, it's a great season for us because we weren't supposed to be here, and the fact that honestly,
you sure about that though?
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh, you talking about preseason like predictions? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm talking about every prediction. The Commanders weren't supposed to be in the playoffs. Not even close.
Okay.
Much less. I mean, have a chance at much less beating Philly. Much less having a chance of being great.
I mean, the division was weak, less Philly, and it's just like y'all are really competitive from game one. I was pretty happy about it.
Yeah, but I mean, once again, you've also seen all of our games in which we like to bring shit down to the last minute. So, like, our games are exciting. That's one thing that we have done this year. Hey, you can turn that game off if you want. Then you missing out, bro.
You know, I don't know what I was thinking bringing any of this up, because you have found a way to add darkness to light. So let's move on, sir. But congratulations. I always like to see the marquee teams do well.
Oh, yeah, that's great. And I mean, and no Moco Cowboy. I mean, honestly, being happy that the Eagles won is just like being happy that, you know, I didn't miss the toilet in the middle of the night taking a dump. I mean, so like, yeah, it's whatever. I mean, I think what y'all want to be happy about, y'all don't want Washington to come to Philly. So like, yeah, that's a story for a different time, and we ain't talking about that right now. How was your weekend, AG?
I was tired, man. It was good. It was good though. You know, I had, you know, when it's a snow day, your mind is jacked up because you think, because I've talked about this last week. You know, your mind get jacked up and you're thinking you're gonna have a day off, but you don't really know. And it's just like, I had to go into work, bro. 2 hour delay. I was so pissed because I left my beautiful wife here by herself. I could have hung out with her for the day, but no, them fools talking about we need to make tea. No, we don't actually need to make tea, but they felt like they wanted to. So
and then you lost 2 hours of pay too, didn't you? Because you went in 2 hours late.
Yeah, all the things, man, was awful. I would have much rather had spent the day with my woman and lost all the money for the day rather than have my mind jacked up all day and then turn around and think, wait a minute, I don't get paid. You know what? Sucks, bro.
I'm sorry.
And then it happened again because Saturday, I thought for sure, right? And it didn't come with some, well, we're going to come in at 1:30. I was like, good grief.
I mean, look, man.
I'm just saying. I'm glad I got a job. I'm glad I got a job. Let's get that out there first before somebody says you need to be grateful. That is true, but there are certain things in the walk of life that are irritating. I mean, leaving your wife here, like looking all good, and you got to go to work and like 3 people showed up. I'm like, for real? I mean, more people, but I'm just saying.
Oh, I was gonna say, really, only 3 people showed up.
I mean, bro, when I got there, it was like 4 cars in the parking lot, including mine.
So how did they get out of work?
I mean, some people arrived. You know, some people arrived a little later, but you know, I was like, you know,
how 4 cars gonna run that whole machinery?
It's not. But that was early. I got there kind of early because I want to make sure I gave us time. But I'm just saying, man, this is like one of the weeks where my mind won't right because of all this like snow day, but we ain't really had snow day for real. I was like, man.
Was your mind telling you no?
Exactly. And then I had to suffer through Kirk Herbstreit being the whitest guy in America talking that foolishness.
What are we talking about?
Man, Kirk Herbstreit just like.
What game are we talking about?
I'm gonna get to that because the Ohio State game that they had the other day against Penn State, I feel like he finds a way to say college football isn't what it used to be back in the day. And I feel like that's the most MAGA thing in the world to say, disguised by football. And I never had to pay attention to the guy because I never really watched college football the way I have this year. And with everything going on in the portal and all that, and all the transfers and all the things, he pisses me off, man. And it's just like, he's never said what his political standing is, but I don't have to guess. And I'm sitting here going, bro, just please stop. Just stop. Stop. And then, you know, he's sitting next to Saban and he uses that to bring some stuff up that really Saban doesn't even want to talk about, but he feels like he needs to bring it up. And then last night, I think it was last night, watching the Steelers game, he's talking about, well, there's just not enough effort and urgency. I was like, bruh, first of all, if there was no effort and urgency, I think Mike Tomlin wouldn't look confused the way he does. Because what was happening last night was complete domination. You want to tell me the guys that I saw playing that game last night lacked effort I don't know what game you're looking at, sir. It was the Ravens putting it. I mean, they gave them the business from Jump Street. There was nothing they could do. And I'm like, this is what you call lack of effort? I'm like, bro, you are sounding, it's almost like you Donald Trump, like cousin or something.
Oh, wow. That's what we're doing?
Yes, that's what we're doing because that's how he sounds. Like I said, right now, if you watch a lot of college football, a lot of football in general, now that he's graduated to the big game, it's like he comes to the adult table sounding crazy. And I'm like, okay, you're that guy. You are, tell me that you're white without telling me you're white. That's who he is to me. And it's over and over and over. Every time he gets a chance, he's talking about how the game is all jacked up and it's terrible and all this and that and the other. And back in the day when I was, bruh, leave it alone. So my week was pretty frustrating trying to watch football and having to hear him. So I ain't going to spend a lot of time because we ain't got time to spend. However, that was irritating. And it was every day because there was football every day. And he called a lot of the bigger games. So I'm just saying. Now, a lot of that is being presumptuous. I know because I don't know what his political standing is, but he sounds like something I don't like. He sounds like he stands for an institution that I would much rather be gone. But it is what it is. So.
Well, all right. So I'll say this. First of all, like as far as the Steelers game last night, shout out to Jay Grizzly Green, avid Steelers fan. The game was crap, as Pat McAfee would say, it was crap. Crap. I mean, bruh, these are the worst NFL wild card games I might have ever seen.
Why you say they're the worst?
They're terrible. They are so terrible. Like,
how do they?
It's because, like, literally, man. I mean, for the most part, they're done by like the first 3 minutes in the third quarter.
But I mean, that's what these rounds are for the better teams to play the worst teams, so we can get down to business next week.
I just feel like these worst teams are just happy to be there. And if you happy to be there, just get out the way.
They did.
I mean,
after the game was over.
Yeah. So, like, I'm just saying, as far as TV goes, meh.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Do that again.
Meh. I mean, I watched some of it, man, and I was like the Bills game lasted till about 10 minutes left in the third quarter. That game's over. The Philly game, I had no interest in watching the Philly game because God knows it was boring as hell.
But that was like a two possession game for like most like until the third quarter.
Because, man, they were both. I mean, honestly, 10-0 at halftime. What the hell was wrong with Philly? Like, it just wasn't good. It wasn't good offense. It wasn't good defense. It was just a whole bunch of horrible offense. And let's see. Houston got me to halftime. Then after 5 minutes in the third quarter, they started boat racing people. And then the Steelers, they got boat raced. Yeah, man, everybody's getting boat raced right now, except for this game, which everybody knew that the Washington Tampa Bay game was actually probably the best game of the weekend.
Right, because they're seated closer. Everybody else had a spread and seed. I'm like, bruh. Except for the Philly game where I expected them to do better than they did. However,
Green Bay played like ass.
They did, but at the same time, I mean, Green Bay ain't no joke. It's not like they're a bad team.
I mean, they were bad today. So
all the thing I'm saying is the wild card round is just like March Madness. The 1 seed playing the 16th seed or something crazy. It's built to either create excitement or shoe fly. Either way, you have to have it. You can't have a 1 playing a 3. All the excitement's gone. You have to build, man.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Okay,
it was bad, man. I'm just saying it was bad. I watched Black and Blue today for the 5th millionth time. Good movie. What's going on, Moby?
What's up, bro? How are you? First of all, how are you feeling? I mean, it's a good sign you're out of the hospital. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. What's up?
Okay, do y'all have water?
Yeah. We never were out of water where I was at.
That's why I thought so, because
Now I know when I was in the hospital I was in was out of water for the water wasn't working for about 16 hours.
The hell?
But I mean, that's a long time for a hospital, because usually hospitals are lined up to where they don't have to
What happened
or anything.
You lost water?
No, he didn't personally, but the hospital did.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Because I had asked you, and I was like, because Lauren and I were talking about it, I said, I don't know. I think Mo live out far enough to where that might not affect him.
Damn.
Nah, it probably affected about maybe 2 miles away from me, because it was Richmond and some parts of Henrico.
Okay, because y'all are in Chester, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah, that sucks.
Well, that's up for him. Good. So.
Well, the hospital sucked for the hospital because they ain't had no water.
Well, they're gonna make sure they have it, because
Yeah, the hospital wasn't out as long as a lot of Richmond was. I mean, Richmond canceled school on Tuesday and Wednesday and maybe Thursday, mainly just because they didn't have water.
Wow. Kids got free days, man. Kids got free days. All right. So, well, first of all, Moby, glad you're not in the hospital bed.
Yes, sir.
This week. So I'm glad to see that you look like you're doing well. Hopefully everything else will come up roses and life is beautiful, and you won't be doing the show from a hospital bed anytime soon.
Oh yeah, before you go on, Ruben, I want to let you know, Mo, that every time I go to BJ's, I have to go buy all these nuts. I've been wanting to say that for a week.
God damn it.
Was that good? That was pretty good, wasn't it? No, I wouldn't get it off.
That was horrible. That was Jesus Christ.
Well, I literally have to pass by Aldi's, and I'm telling you, I'm in the car weak, man. Not ever since I saw that shirt, and I saw it on Instagram last night.
That Aldi's nut shirt is awesome,
bro. Has it fallen apart yet? Have you washed it?
I mean, I think it's in the wash. It was in the wash machine today, so it probably can't fit. Probably can't fit a GI Joe anymore. But
oh man, that was terrible. That was funny, man.
Moco Cowboy is interested in your thoughts on who the next Raiders coach should be.
I mean, it doesn't fucking matter.
It's Pete Carroll. They already hired him.
They hired him?
Yeah. He meets with the team on Monday. He meets with the team tomorrow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, boy.
I mean, they hired him? I didn't see anything about that.
I thought I saw it this morning.
I think he meets with them tomorrow. I don't think they hired him.
Oh, okay. Maybe I had it wrong. I thought you said.
Yeah, I didn't think they had hired anybody, but honestly, I haven't been paying attention to anything.
Okay. Maybe I read it wrong. I just saw it when he said he meets with the team. I thought he met like the players or something. I didn't know.
Oh, no,
the players are all gone. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. No, I guess he's gonna have more interviewed Monday then.
Yeah,
my bad.
What's going on, Brent?
I mean, look, I just know one thing. They won't be black. Pretty sure the head coach won't be black. And if he's black, he better win. Like, he better go to the damn playoffs first year. Because if the NFL ain't showing me shit, it's showing me that if you a black coach and you don't make it to the playoffs in your first year, nigga, you gone.
Well, actually, that's anywhere.
Yeah, I know, but like, it's funny because every couple years, like, the talk about black head coaches in the NFL like quiets a little bit, and I'm just like, yeah, man, but they just make it so difficult for anybody with like reasonable, like logical viewpoints to not just look at it as, hey, black coaches just don't get a chance. Because there's so many recycled white coaches that were like, honestly, man, everybody loves the Lions, but that motherfucker was 3-13 his first year. They went what?
I thought it was worse than
that. No, I think they won a couple games at the end, but they went like 0-10-1 to start.
Yeah.
To start, and he kept his job.
I mean, white coaches get that grace. It's just like Draw Mayo. I'm like, you put in his contract that when Belichick left, you were the guy. And so he gets 1 year going into a situation that we all knew was terrible.
Yeah, with one of the worst rosters in football, and they're like, "Hey, we think we got a quarterback, but you know, we need a coach
and a team."
It's not a good look, but that's what we're doing, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So, and I guess the other thing is that I'll say, I mean, the thing that'll never happen is if coaches' salaries hit the salary cap ever. This shit wouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
And you know what, Ruben? I'm actually going to disagree with you on that too. I am going to disagree with you on that too.
What's new? I mean,
I'm just saying, like, I look, man. They all levels of professional sports has proven that they don't mind paying to get rid of a nigga. Like, I mean, they just don't. Right? And all right, too bad. We gotta we gotta eat this money. That's cool as long as we bring in the right white guy. Nobody will care. It'll be all good.
No, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. It just, sucks.
And it's hard for people to feel sorry for these black coaches that get fired because they're like, hey, but their contracts are guaranteed. It's like, yeah, but they'll never get head coaching jobs again. Or if they do, it's going to be way down the line after they've done some outstanding shit as a coordinator somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean,
it doesn't take much to be a black NFL head coach. All you have to do is find a unicorn or see Bigfoot. Well, I mean, you just got to do something that's damn near unattainable that nobody really believes, and even then, you're still under trial.
I mean, you're not wrong. That's the problem. That's the sad part, right? The sad part is you're not wrong.
Yeah, because the thing is, I'm not saying it because I'm just trying to be super pro black and F the man type shit. It's like, nah, man, that's just what it is, man. And it's crazy because you think it kind of changed because for a long time this is also how we felt about black quarterbacks, and now they're quarterbacks everywhere. I'm just saying we had a playoffs full of quarterbacks, man.
I didn't think that was an accident that you said that either. Blackwood Chich Adams said that was new with a lot of aggression, aggravation. I mean, I'm not wrong.
And I didn't argue with you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't argue with you, but
I'm not wrong. So, but I would say we're gonna go ahead and move on. I mean, we can have this black coach thing talk forever, and we ain't getting shit done. So let's just move on to the topic for the day. We'll come back to this at another time. Now, so for a lot of you who may have watched the channel Revolt, they moved it. I have DirecTV, so they moved it from the lower 400s up to 340, 335, 45 or something. So around where MTV, where Viacom lives. I'll just put it that way. Because MTV, MTV2, VH1, all that. First of all, I didn't know Revolt was Viacom, but hey, whatever. That's none of my damn business. So they have a lot of shows. They still show videos, and yes, Revolt's I think mostly owned by P. Diddy. I don't think Johnson & Johnson owns part of it, but they might as well. But so they got a lot of different. Revolt is literally the new BET. Everything is on that show. Everything up there is black. It's got some pretty decent shows up there, I guess. A lot of podcasts. It's got the Joe Budden podcast. It's got the Breakfast Club, stuff like that. A whole bunch of stuff that Moby really doesn't like. So they have this one talk show that I ran across called Black Girls Rock. And I was like, Okay. It ain't shit on TV. Let's check it out.
Damn.
I mean, I'm being honest.
I mean, is that really why you watched it, or were you just like research? Were you just like, you know what I'm saying? Let me do some research.
I could say research, but that'd be a bunch of lies. So I'm not even gonna do that. I'm not gonna lie to the people. So it's it was 4 women. I have no idea who they are. They're all black. A couple dark skinned girls, a couple light skinned girls. I guess they wanted to make sure they had the full spectrum. Whatever.
Okay, when you say full spectrum, was there a full figured woman, which is code for saying a big girl?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just saying, if you're gonna be full spectrum, you gotta go across the board.
And she was light skinned.
Now, was she just light skinned, or was she like her ethnicity is in question? Like, is she mixed with something?
Nah. She black.
Okay.
I think the term that you were talking about before is called red bone. So,
I have not heard that in a while.
I mean,
I'm just saying, AG, for research purposes, bro. He said full spectrum, so I just wanted to make sure they really covered their bases. Like,
so, and one of them wasn't there, so they have Reginae Carter up there filling in. Cool, whatever, not a big deal. They had the dude with the Big Dave steaks, cheesesteaks. The black guy who made that franchise up. That was cool. Whatever. I like to see when people doing good for themselves.
Okay, so it was a guy up there, right?
He was a guest, yes.
Okay, so basically he was like William from Girlfriends, right? He was just a random guy there for support.
No,
Cast member.
No, he wasn't supporting cast member. He was a guest.
Once again, but they bring a guy up there. Basically, his role on the show for that week is he's the supporting guest.
No, they had a segment for him.
Oh, okay.
He was a guest.
Once again, AG, I'm just trying to get the layout of this show, man.
Understand? And then they had Country Wayne up there. If you ever heard of Country Wayne, he's comedian.
Okay, was he doing stand up? Because if that was the case, I know it wasn't funny.
Nope, same thing. They brought him in. They talked to him about how he did what and all that beautiful stuff. Yada yada yada.
He's a funny guy, but so I'm not saying he's not a funny guy. But anybody anybody who's seen his stand up will not like. It's like the stand up. Some people just ain't meant for stand up. That's what it is. Like some people just can't pull a set. Like it's okay. I don't think Mike Epps is funny on stand up. But like if somebody was like, hey, would you hang out with him? Yeah, he's probably funny as shit in person, just hanging out with him. DC Young Fly couldn't do stand up. But I mean, if he was just around, I'd be like, hey, he probably funny as shit in person, just being just cool and chilling.
Understood.
Well, and the funny thing about that is, I'm not trying to plug the dude, but he was up there plugging his Netflix special that comes out like in February. So whatever.
He got another one?
We're about to find out how funny this dude is.
They gave him another one?
They gave him another one. I didn't realize he had one before.
Yeah, he did.
But and Britt Malone says no comment.
Like no comment.
So I guess we all gonna find out. And then of course they did have a young woman up there. To be honest with you, I have no idea what she was doing there. I mean, I think there was a purpose, but I just don't know. That's when I came in, that's when they cleared up with her. So doesn't matter. The reason why I bring this up is it's about our topic today. And I was listening to them talk, and I really felt like, this is part of the reason why black men are like not treated well. Because, they were talking to Country Wayne about stuff, and it's almost like they were challenging him. And they would say something, and then he'd be like, well, blah, 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 blah. He'd really like turn it right back on him, which is beautiful and stuff like that. And so today's question, because I mean, like one of the girls up there, I don't know who she is. Once again, no offense. It was a dark skinned one. And she was kind of like,
did you have to say no offense? It's a dark skin. So if you'd just said dark skin one, that would have come off as offensive.
Yes. For what I'm about to say, it would have came off for some people, not everybody, but for some people. So of course she was the one. She basically was talking about men and shit, and I'm just like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing? Y'all got a platform up here, and you got this chick basically saying men ain't shit, and I'm just like, see, that's the problem. That's one of the problems right here, because you ain't never gonna allow men to be shit because you keep basically saying men ain't shit. So everybody believes who listens to you like men ain't shit. So with all that being said, the question of the day is very simple. What do men need to do to make life easier for ourselves and others, aka significant others, or sometimes haters, however you want to do it. Now,
so how did that segment lead you to this question?
Because basically with Country Wayne, I felt having to defend himself for being a black man, and then the Big Dave Steakhouse guy, they were like praising him because he came, he had tattoos and braids and stuff, and he came from nothing, and he made this cheesesteak and blew up his whatever. And he was talking about how much he loved his partner and all that. It was almost like, hey, let's see if we can find a weakness in this shit, exploit that. But then these two dudes up here, ain't no weakness, chick. Shut that shit down. And they said all the right shit. But I felt, for me as a black man, felt like, we going to just attack him.
Did you feel like he was being attacked?
Some of
you
us
felt like they was attacking you.
It won't attack me, but I mean, but it is what it is, man. So, and that's why I feel like, I think one of the biggest issues is we always say, well, women are the prize because that's what society says, and I'm just like, man, fuck that. Like, let's just be real. When it's all said and done, you know what? Last time I checked, the prize is on both sides. But when it's all said and done, bitch, I'm a prize. Y'all two are prizes. Why? Because you're married, stable, whatever. I'm not married. I'm fairly stable. I mean, that sort of thing. But it's just like, it's always got to be more. And it's got to be more. And it's got to be more. And then they always mad about some are always mad about, well, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, what the fuck? Like, so you come into this feeling like you already in a negative instead of coming to this, hey, we both at zero and let's build ourselves up together to see if we're combined.
Hey, completely unrelated to what we talking about, but kind of perfectly related to what we talking about. So while I was in the hospital, I listened to a whole bunch of like random ass young trash music.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
And there's a song that literally had me dying, not because it's a good song, not because this dude spits hot fire or he has bars, but he just it had the funniest hook ever. It said, "If men ain't shit, why is you pregnant?" That's the hook. If men ain't shit, why is you pregnant? And I was just like, God damn, that is the most poignant hook ever. And then one of the lines is like, was your intuition broke before you fucked? And I was like, oh, wow, he went there. He went there with it. Like, this nigga, you have no chance at ever blowing up in music, but I mean, you damn near a black philosopher on this track.
I mean, hey man. The truth is never where you seek it. And you're surprised to hit you in the fucking face.
Like, literally, that is the hook. Men ain't shit. Why is you pregnant?
That's awesome. And Britt Malone says, hey, the red pill taking effect. Join me. That's funny. So that's my thing, guys. It's like, because to be perfectly honest with you, yeah, I'm kind of sick of women saying that black dudes ain't shit. Like, I'm kind of over it, actually, to the point where I'm just like, yeah, and you wonder why. Wonder why, black men are really like, you know what? Sometimes it don't matter the color of your skin, baby. It's all about how much you love me. And and then of course,
even though the statistics don't necessarily agree with that statement,
yeah,
I mean, if you let black women tell it, either all black men are trying to find a white girl, or we all secretly gay. So I mean, there really is
I've been both.
Yeah, hey, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
there was a rumor that was so hard about me being gay that when I left Ford in 2007, when I started dating my wife in 2013, her sister her sister was like, "No, it's okay. Don't worry about him because he's gay."
Wow,
that was rolling hard. I don't know how it happened.
Hey,
I was gay for a minute.
I'm gonna let you know, man. You are not the first, nor will you be the last.
Nah.
Male to be accused of being gay. I have been accused of being gay probably a couple times.
How?
I mean, me
look,
too.
Man, look, when I was in college, I think there were some dudes that thought I was gay. I mean, and I want to try to give them like a defensible pass, but really, it's just lazy. You know what I'm saying?
How was it lazy?
The reason it was lazy is because, all right, AG, I was in, based on the major I was in, I did have a lot of classes sometimes in which I would be like one of the only guys in the class.
That's right, because you major in counseling?
Yeah. So I'd be one of the only guys in the class sometimes. I was always hanging around a whole bunch of women in the classroom, hanging out with them, and there were no proactive rumors of me having sex with any of them. Hence, that nigga gay.
Understood. Understood.
I mean, and that's the thing, right? Like,
or if you go to First Baptist Church and you like 25 and like
you ain't married
25
yet,
and you ain't married, you ain't got no kids, somebody think you gay.
Like, hey man, if you're a certain age, where your kids at? I'm sorry, I just can go around just knocking up any chick.
Ruben, in the church, you get asked questions in different order. Like, first of all, it's like, are you married? No.
Yep.
They start with, are you married?
Yep.
And then they ask you, what do you do? So if you have a good job, it's like, okay, you're working, you're not married. And then it goes to the almost judgmental. Do you have any kids? Because they want to see if you got them outside wedlock kids. Then if you say no to that, then it's like, oh, baby, you gay? It's okay. Like, just don't let us know. We heard Deacon Robinson is too. Know. Yeah, we heard Deacon Robinson is too, but we try not to judge here.
Yeah, man, it's just I mean, no BS. One of my aunts asked me, how come you don't bring no girls home? Because my family's crazy.
Your family is not crazy.
Nah, I love my parents. My mom's side, ooh, buddy.
Really?
That's the aunt that asked me. Man, that's the aunt that asked me. She thought I was gay.
You should have said some shit that would have made sure they never asked that question again. That's the key. When somebody asks you a dumbass question like that, you got to give an answer that makes them never want to ask that question again. You should be like, because I always leave my bitches handcuffed at home. Don't let these women come out.
Yeah, but I can't say that. As great as a comeback as that would have been. I mean, yeah, there's certain levels. But now, man, you bring a girl home, you ain't gay no more. Thanks. I mean, I already knew that.
Which is crazy because like Ruben, that's not even a cover up, because if you bring a girl home and you still don't end up getting married, eventually some people will think that you just bring in girls as a cover, because us brothers being undercover is like, like, look, I didn't even know I was gay undercover before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they was like, well, you probably just ain't telling nobody you gay. Like, you know what? Damn, you're right. I might not even told myself.
That's a lot of work, man.
Bruh, hold on. You remember back in the day, Oprah had everybody feeling like there was all black men were pretty much gay?
No, I didn't know.
Man, she made the whole statement about so many black guys being undercover. And then, the whole epidemic in Atlanta, which, in all fairness,
that was kind of true, though.
I'm saying, in all fairness, there was a lot of them there.
I remember that time. I just don't remember Oprah's influence on it. I didn't know that she said that.
I mean, she a black woman.
But I mean, she got Stedman. I don't even know why she in these streets.
Because she hating, because Stedman wouldn't marry her at that time.
I thought she didn't want to be married.
Man, you can say all you want about that.
I'm just saying what I thought she was saying.
She ain't want to be married. She ain't want to be married.
I'm pretty sure she didn't want to be married, Ruben, because
that means he can have.
Exactly. A lot of rich women have realized that, hey, these niggas can. And you know what? That's another thing too.
Like say Stan been gay.
Hey, look,
man, you do what you do.
It swings both ways, AG. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might have been accused of being gay, but I'm pretty sure there's back in a point in time where, like, I don't know if there was like any like high profile male that hadn't had at least one rumor of somebody saying that they were gay. And
so sad.
And it's wrong. And the crazy part about
masculinity is under attack, man, by any means necessary. Means necessary.
And the crazy part about it is that's like one of the first two like excuses in the black culture. It's like you ain't got no significant other, man, you gay as hell. And I'm just like, yo, man, maybe I ain't trying to mess with the trife that's out there. You know, how about that? You know,
as a guy, no, I'm sorry, as a black male, you gotta realize, man, you know those Limu Emu commercials where the emo's walking away and that guy's like, you'll never be able to sell people insurance, you're a flightless bird. Like, so basically, as a black male, like, look, man, you either ain't shit or you gay. There is no other option, Ruben. You either ain't shit or you gay, dog. Pick one.
Well, you just mind your business because you like it better with nobody.
Hey, AG, man, those ain't one of the options, bro. Those ain't one of the options.
Which is really messed up, right? Because, like, I mean, it's messed up that, because, look, man, if you gay, you gay, but what does it got to do with anything? Nothing. It got shit to do with nothing.
Well, you know? Well, that's kind of part of the question, so I'm not going to say that. But anyway, I'll let it go.
But with that being said, all I'm saying is that, you know, what can we do to make our life easier for ourselves? You know what? And sometimes, hey, man, hell yeah, we the prize. Because in all reality, you know, if you hear some people talking, all black men in jail, all the good black men in jail.
I was about to say,
I didn't realize that.
Me either.
I'm on work release apparently.
I'm not, Ruben. I feel what you're trying to do, Ruben, and I get it, man. And I respect the fact that you ain't like bold enough or brazen enough to say it, because you keep coming back to saying like, hey, you know, we the prize too. Like, if we actually had an honest conversation in which we didn't fear ramifications or the backlash from the opposite sex, we would say that from like on paper, you know what I'm saying? When we say that team looks good on paper, we are the prize. I'm just saying on paper, men are the prize, because no matter what, and I'm gonna say this, and some people are gonna side eye me, some people are gonna roll their eyes, but like, if my wife were to be like, fuck this shit, we ain't doing it no more, I'm out, and we both hit these free agent market streets,
you winning.
I am the commodity. I am the hot shit. And some women will be like, nah, because I can get a man whenever. And see, that's where the game is fucked up and turned upside down. See, like, no, I have no question that if me and her both hit these streets, she could be fucking tomorrow. That's not a problem. She could be getting it tomorrow. But as far as people like beating down the doors, trying to attain that, like really get everything that comes with it,
complete opposite.
Yeah, nah. I am the hot free agent.
You know what I'm saying? I.
And that's the thing. And this is fair or unfair, but as a man, that's kind of the reality, because the fact that I have been married makes me a hot commodity, because don't no chick want something that don't nobody else want. So right there, that already makes me a hot commodity.
That means you've been battle tested, brother.
It's second of all, like, anything that I take from my previous relationship is viewed as a positive or a plus, where anything that she brings from a previous relationship is viewed as baggage. So if a woman hears about me having a good relationship with my kids and everything, that's like, oh, he's a good, responsible guy. Somebody hears about her having kids, that's baggage. So I gotta raise some other nigga kids. Ah, fuck all that shit. So once again, I'm not saying it like a brag. I'm just saying, like, if we just put this shit on paper, like, we'd be like, nah, bro, like, you know, there's some. The supply and demand thing is real when it comes to, like, if we hit these streets, there's a far greater supply and demand for what we have as men than what women have. So when they're like, you know, we're the prize, I'm just like, so naive. That's cute. That's cute. Like, it's especially once like we start to move forward in this thing called time. And you know, I probably do sound like Kevin Samuels, except I'm not coming from a place of like hurt and just trying to be mean towards women, because that's not what I feel like half of his argument.
How is he being mean?
No. I didn't think he was always being mean, but I think he was always coming from a place of kind of trying to attack, and I'm not. I basically said, if we just put this shit on paper, if we just went logically, if we just went step by step, like, I didn't attack people. Like, I ain't gonna say no bitch is a big bad bitch, that's why you can't get a high value man. Like, I'm not gonna say no shit like that.
But he was never wrong. He was never
once again, AG, sometimes it's not about being right or wrong. It's about
the message.
It's about the intent of the message. Okay. I never felt like his intent was from a place of good.
He's trying to.
Once again, somebody might hear what I'm saying and be like, it's not coming from a place of good. And I'm going to say, it's not coming from a place of anything. I'm just basically saying, if we were just logically blindfold testing, putting all the shit on a piece of paper and making a decision, yeah, we kind of the shit.
He's not wrong.
Kinda.
I mean, society will never say that, but he's not wrong.
No.
Now, once again, so when women are like, oh, I'm the prize, you know, I do kind of feel like the whole Kevin Samuels thing, because I'm just like, all right. So there's a time frame and a time period and certain requirements that come with a woman saying she is the prize. If you are in, I don't know, early mid-20s, you look really good, you have good head on your shoulder, you do a lot of things that are desirable towards people of the opposite sex, and I'm not just talking about fucking, because I mean,
like cooking.
Please go outside of the whole fucking thing.
Like cooking.
Yes. So, but once we get to, like, you know, early 30s, late 30s, like we are really moving in opposite directions. We're just because early 20s guy, you know, all the things that get hit as negative for men. Hey, these niggas broke. Yeah, most young guys are. These niggas ain't got shit. Yeah, most young niggas don't have shit. So when you start thinking about it, like when you get 30s, 40s, when you're a little bit more established professionally, you probably own some shit, or hopefully you own some shit. You got some stuff going for you. Like, all the things that made you an ain't shit nigga back in the day are kind of like moving in your favor now.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
I just want to be an ain't shit nigga because it's so fun to say.
Nah,
look, see, here's the thing, ladies. Like, two things can be true at the same time, because I hear women say men ain't shit, and honestly, we ain't all the time, but most guys ain't not shit all the time either. It's like, yo, there are some negative qualities to every man. Like, even your man, like, I don't give a fuck who you with or end up with, he's gonna have some ain't shit qualities. That's called being a human. So yes, all men ain't shit. Even your man, he ain't shit sometimes. However,
when he is,
when he is shit,
he's a great shit.
He's usually the shit.
See that? Now I gotta ask my wife tomorrow. Hey, what are my ain't shit qualities?
And look, man, she might not say them to you. She might not like rattle them off to you, but like, she knows some. There's some things right now that she could tell her friends right now about you not being shit in certain capacities. Now, If she's smart, she probably don't tell her friends about these ain't shit qualities you have. She keeps them shit to herself, and she just goes, you know what? Yeah, he lacks here, but she's probably smart enough, old enough, wise enough to realize that, man, I could be doing a whole hell of a lot worse than some of these ain't shit qualities. Like, and honestly, if you ask why older men, especially older married men, are usually happier in their relationships, which is just an odd thing to say. They're usually happier in their relationships. And ladies, let me tell you why. He's okay with the shit that you got that ain't shit. He has accepted it. He's dealt with it, and he's probably had enough experience with enough other women who just won't shit all across the board, where he's just like, you know what? This is just my ain't shit nigga tax. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, for the times where I ain't shit, you know what I'm saying? This is just that payment. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you talk too much. You know what? That's my tax. You know, sometimes you nag a little bit. You know what? That's my fucking tax.
Because it could be a whole lot worse. some of that ain't shit could be, yeah, this chick can't cook. Oh, hell no.
Once again,
my wife may nag.
That differs. The ain't shit quality differs depending on who the person who's judging the ain't shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's, but I'm telling you, every guy could rattle off 3 or 4 things that they can't stand about their significant other. But it's usually real small on the scale compared to all the shit that we're like, you know what, I wouldn't trade this model in because I've seen what's out there.
Yeah,
I've seen the trade-in value on some of these other bras, and you know, I'm gonna keep this one. I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna service this one a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, you know, I might have to change the alternator time to time. You know what I'm saying? I might have to, you know, put some new tires on that thing, but you know what I'm saying? Get me from point A to point B. It's comfortable, got decent gas mileage. You know what I'm saying? We will find the positives.
And you know the other thing I'd like to say, like some of the ain't shit qualities that men have, honestly, most of them are fixable. Whereas what we consider ain't shit about women, that shit ain't fixable.
No. See, and I'm gonna disagree with you because it would be fixable if the fucking goalpost wasn't moving.
That's true. That's very true. I'm just saying. I'll tell you back.
I'm about to say, as most guys could probably get to this mythical place of being shit if if we had parameters and a goal set that didn't move, because our logical brains are pretty good at adapting to, okay, this is what I got to get to. The thing that fucks us all up is when that goalpost move. And it was like, yo, I was aiming for here. I never took my eye off of this spot. I got to this spot, and all of a sudden the finish line was somewhere completely different.
Yeah, because I mean, like honestly, a thing that a woman could say that ain't shit about Ruben is, Ruben, you're a little big. You know what? I lose 50 pounds. That ain't shit is gone. But, well, I need you to lose 75 pounds. Bitch, like, what we talking about? You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
well, see, I'm gonna say, Ruben, the example you gave is almost spot on, but I'm gonna adjust it a little bit. So if a woman was like, hey, you know what I'm saying, get your shit together physically, you know, yeah, that's the goalpost for you. So let's say you dedicated your life for like 1.5 years to just getting fucking shredded. You know what, 1.5 years they'd say? You don't really spend no time with me. I need you to focus on me sometimes. You always in the gym and always on this. Who you always trying to look cute for?
And then here's Brett. I mean,
you can't call. Hey, there are 2 things you can't call a woman because she'll never identify as fat or broke. They never identify as either one of those qualities. Fat or broke.
All I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, 3 things. 3 things. They'll also never say their pussy ain't awesome.
Yeah.
All women identify as porn star. Like,
so before I close this book, what you got, AG, man? You've been really quiet on this one.
Well, I had an answer, but there's really no point. So it is what it is. He said everything that anyone could possibly say. So I'm good. You didn't have to ask me anything. I thought you were actually going to end the show.
Oh, yeah. I want to make sure that you at least get a shot to get in.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, to make it short and sweet, the bottom line is there's nothing that you can do to satisfy yourself and satisfy a woman. You're 100% responsible for the relationship. That means that women don't have to do anything. They just don't. Like Moby said, it's just like they pussy good and no one's going to tell them it's not. And if you tell them that it is, or you tell them that it's not good, you'll never get it again. Not that you really cared, but your one opportunity to get it is over with. So that creates leverage. So we're going back to square one, which the pussy is good. So when you live in a world where you don't have to be responsible for anything and you're not accountable for anything, there's nothing that you can do to make yourself happy except for two things. Number one, stay by yourself and be gay, because you're going to get labeled. Number two, wait your turn and find the right one, because all women are like this. Now, a lot of women are like this. Well, what we're talking about in particular, a lot of women are like this. It's never enough. It's always got to be something else. And the first time you criticize her, it's a problem. So, and then at the same time, she mad at some girl she doesn't even know because she baked everybody at work a pie and you got a piece and you said it was good. Meanwhile, she's not baking you anything. So when you live in that world where you're a child and a lot of women are children, you get stuff for free. There's nothing you can do. Because I promise you, if I had to do it over again, if I was like 20 years old and had to do it over again, I wouldn't do any of this. Either that or I'd wait for the one I got. Those are the two choices. But these women out here crazy. So that's it. He said everything he said was correct. So, I don't want to spend any more time on it. It's not going to change. You can ask me this question 20 years from now, and if I'm not dead, it'll be the same answer. And his answer will be the same too.
Accountability versus responsibility. Like I feel like
well, either one is what I'm saying.
Well, see, either one, but what I'm saying is I've heard so many women always talk about all the things that they have to do on their own, and I don't argue with them because I'm just like, hey, you're right. There's a lot of women out here accepting responsibility for things. However, I don't see a lot of women taking accountability for anything, because the two words, they sound very similar, but they're not the same. Like, all right, you had a kid with a guy who fucking decided I ain't doing shit. So you've been completely responsible for everything and you own that shit. You've done it. You've been a great responsible mom. The accountability part is that nigga shot up the club. Like you let that happen. Like that. And unless you're gonna tell me old boy raped you, like what happened is you consented to letting this ain't shit nigga fuck you. Or maybe you say, I didn't know he won't shit. So that means you didn't do enough fucking research. Anything, all these things are about accountability. And I just think society wise, we don't really hold women accountable. We let men off of the hook with responsibility, but men are accountable for everything. And we let women off the hook for accountability and make them responsible for a lot of things. So that is why we're as two sexes, we're always butting heads with each other, because one group feels like this overwhelming pressure of accountability while the other feels this overwhelming pressure of responsibility. And unfortunately, you need to be able to do both. Like you're responsible for both. However, it seems like one sex is responsible for one and the other sex seems to be responsible for the other. And if that doesn't make sense to a lot of people, I'm sorry. If you don't agree with me, then cool. But fuck you. I know I'm right.
Well, there it is.
Black Letitia Adams, accountability is low key a lot of women's kryptonite.
Hey, you ever seen that skit where they were like, it was like 3 women at the table, and the guy was like it was a game show, a reality show. It was like, all right, your last challenge for $150,000, and they move the sheet off the table, and it's the word accountability, and the 3 girls start freaking out, like, no, what? This is too much. And one girl walks off the set, and the other girls can't get.
Wow. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it to you after the show. That shit's fucking hilarious, man.
Awesome.
And the guys are in the background looking at it like, yo, just walk up to it. It's right there. Just go take it. It's 150,000. And they just can't do it.
Hilarious. So, hey, first of all, thank you. I like that topic. It was good. Nice conversation. I mean, Moby is our black man translator, so like we appreciate that.
I don't know if I want to be known as Kevin Samuels Part 2 at all, because once again, I don't think he was wrong a lot, but I don't want to.
He's just a little.
I don't want to see. Yeah, I don't want to seem like that hateful nigga that's just trying to attack women, because that's not my intent.
Here's the pushback I have with that, and I understand what you mean, but you just said everything that I'm about to say, because no matter where you're coming from with that kind of information and how he was, because a lot of these women are attacking him or attacking us as a whole, and he's defending us, you're always going to be the guy that you're describing, and he might not be that at all, because you're not going to be able to say those words without being labeled as angry.
Oh, yeah, I get that. Or somebody saying, oh, who hurt you?
Exactly. And no one had to hurt him necessarily, or even if they did, it doesn't make it untrue. But when you're a woman, you can label it so you don't have to deal with it. Because a lot of the stuff he said sounded mean, but we're not used to calling women fat when they ask us. Or we're not used to, saying, well, you looking for a man that you don't deserve and you'll never get. That's the truth, because a lot of the men that make all this money these women want, they don't want your ass. Exactly. They want a level of woman that you are not. You have probably never seen it. So it's just like, for real? And a lot of these dudes don't want to deal with it at all, and they have a running tab with an escort service. So it's like you don't even sit on their level to be seen, because they already know who you are, because they avoided you the whole time they were making all this money, because they can't do both. So I'm like, Kevin Samuels to me is fine. The idea that we're even talking about him like this lets me know exactly what you said beforehand is absolutely true, because you come back with him and say he was damaged in some way. Nah, bro.
Well, I don't say he was damaged. I just say a lot of times I didn't feel like, yes, people will say he's defending men, but the defense was very offensive. Like, I always felt like sometimes he was attacking women before they could attack him, and I'm just like, hey, bro, just wait. Well, they'll come.
I understand what you're saying, but I have heard you and I say things that were close. And when
once
he
again,
says,
I have no problem saying, a lot of times he's saying, I'm just like, this nigga ain't told no lie yet.
That's all I wanted you to say. Because we're making him out to be something that he's not. And it's just like, just because he says some stuff a lot of men don't want to say, and every woman don't want to hear. Yeah. So, and I have been labeled as such. And it's just like, oh, so when you're mean to me, it's liberating. When I'm mean to you, if that's how we're defining mean, I'm actually an asshole. No, not really. But because you don't have to be accountable for anything, you're allowed to make up the rules as we go, depending on your comfort. It's almost like white privilege. So I'm just saying.
Yep. Brent said Kevin did 3 years of talking to men only, and he was brutal. And Blackwood says it's 2025. Women know our ass is big. Need to stop that. Am I big? Baby, yes. Yes, if you are. Yes, the fuck you are. I mean, she ain't wrong.
And it's crazy because it's like, hey, girl, if you a big girl, you a big girl. Because here's the thing. There's a lot of niggas out there that's looking for you.
Exactly.
They looking for you.
Exactly.
Hey, we got a friend that says it on a regular basis. The only thing a skinny chick can do for me is point me to a bigger bitch. He said that.
That just take me back to that Tom Hanks, man. Oh my God. But it's true. Man. I mean, I had a crush on Latifah for years. I mean, there is value in every body type. There is a man that wants you, whether you're tiny or whether you're big or whatever it is. Y'all have that kind of juice. So why you got it, man? I'm telling you, if I had to do it again, this is ridiculous, man. But
Crazy.
This is where we are.
Yes. Thank you, gentlemen. So, AG, man, what's on your mind?
Now, having to talk about this is irritating as shit. Because it reminds me of all the dumb shit I put up with as a youngster, thinking it was my job to put up with it. And I'm like, bro, having to just rehash that. I'm telling you, if somebody said you can go back to being 20, there would be one thing I would do. I would make a beeline for the woman I'm married to now and just be like, fuck all y'all. Because the type of things that you're allowed to say and do to me, and it's supposed to be funny or liberating, I'm like, no, you're just being an awful person. And to have to relive all of those occurrences, I was an idiot and I was weak. It was boy, oh boy. Thank you, Ruben, for ruining my fucking night.
Hey, no problem.
Well, hold on, Ruben. Go to Discord. I just found that YouTube skit. Go ahead and share the screen, bro. Just go ahead and do it. AG, you at least get a good laugh out of it.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Are you lazy? Hold on. Give me a second. Gooch the Great. Jesus. I see you, Blackpool Titch Adams. Give me a second. I'm gonna show that, but let's show this. Share screen.
Are you ladies ready for your final challenge? All right, ladies.
Let's go.
It's so dope.
That's right, ladies. Today, you will be taking accountability.
It's over with.
Hell no. Okay. All right. That's why I draw the line. Y'all doing way too much. Okay. You crazy? Who's taking action? I'ma head out. Okay. Good luck, ladies.
Wow. Wow. She says,
we doing too much. Y'all doing too much, Ruben. We doing too much, man. We doing too much.
And the funny thing is, that's only part of the skit.
Well, and I want to push back a little bit because Mo said each gender does one or the other. Men do both. Men do both, absolutely. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't have to just disagree with you.
No. I wasn't saying that we don't. I'm just saying as a broad spectrum thing, like men do get let off the hook for responsibility of some things, but we all still held accountable for it. So an example of that is the whole child support thing. So a guy ain't got to be a fucking dad. He ain't got to come around. He ain't got to do shit. That's responsibility.
Okay.
But the court will make that nigga pay because you are accountable.
I can see that. I can see that.
That is if she takes him to court. Because we've seen a lot of, I don't want this motherfucker in his life or in her life, so I don't even want his money. And I'm like,
what they do is they just wait till the kid's like 16 years old, then they take him to court, then he owes 16 years of back child support.
Yeah.
And still, so
or wait till he becomes shit and he got money. Oh, you owe me back support, man. What? You say you didn't want me in his life, so I stayed away. That don't mean you still owe me. And that's the bullshit. Sorry about that, AG.
It was a good question, and certainly what Mo said was amazing. But it's just like, bro, having to relive that simpness is, oh God. Woo.
I mean, honestly, the farther along we get in time, the more I just realize that relationships between the sexes are doomed. They're just doomed because now everybody has a platform to attack the opposite sex, and now that's all everybody do. Like, how many podcasts are there where people are like, hey, let's talk about ways to actually be supportive with the person you're with? None.
No one's listening to that.
None. Everything is about everything is about what that group is doing that's fucking up the game.
Too much work involved too.
Yeah. And I mean, and to be perfectly honest with you, like this whole question was more or less built around the fact that, you know what, we need to just say, man, fuck what all this shit says. And we need to do right for us and not worry about what society is calling us. And then we're gonna get what we get.
Well, that's the advice that men give other men. Like,
yeah, that's, I mean,
so and it's weird because women have this, and I'll say my wife included, but women have a lot of views that when men get together, all we do is like bash women and tell people why they shouldn't be in a relationship and why they should get married. And I'm just like, that is not what we talk about at all. We talk about survival skills as men. Like if one of our, like Ruben, if you came to me and AG because you've been dating some chick for a while and you was like, hey man, I think she's the one, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna ask her. Me and AG wouldn't be spending a whole bunch of time telling you not to do the shit. We'd be trying to give you all the cheat codes that we wish we knew early on in the game. We'd be like, all right, bro, if she the one, let me just let you know. There are some do's and don'ts that you need to start off with early, so you don't have to go through some of this other miscellaneous bullshit. Like, we wouldn't be out here saying, no, don't do it, bro. Don't fucking do it. Like, no, man, we really don't treat like our boys saying we getting married like they just got a disease or something. Like, we'll be like, oh shit, when you find out. I just saw a boy the other day. Like, what you mean he got married? I just saw him the other day. He looked perfectly fine to me. We don't do that. Like, no, honestly, when guys are friends with other guys and they say, hey man, I think we're like, we're happy. Now, don't get me wrong, we do the whole, you sure about this? Now, we not doing that to warn you not to do it. We're doing it because we know that it's way more difficult than that shit look on paper. We're just like, hey, so are you sure you're willing to be as miserable as it takes to be happy with her? And I know that sounds like a weird statement, but AG, you shake your head because you're like, I know exactly what you mean. Like, because there's some things that you're just going to have to basically like, hey, man, this part of me is just going to have to be okay with dying because this other part of me is going to be fulfilled in ways that, honestly, I can't be by myself. But I just let you know, some of that shit that you've been doing and some of that shit that sounds perfectly logical and reasonable to you. Hey, nigga, that shit is not going to work no more, bro. Like that, the whole logic and right and right and wrong does not exist anymore. Logic does not exist anymore. All that matters is how she feels about it. And if you're not willing to accept that challenge and responsibility, then maybe this ain't the move for you. But if you're willing, if she's worth that to you, then bro, let's put you up on game. We're there. We're there. Plus, I'm gonna look fly as hell in that suit when we're in the wet. You know what I'm saying? That I'm gonna look good. It ain't like when women get married and they make sure their bridesmaids dress ain't as good looking. So you know what I'm saying? They make sure that I'm gonna look beautiful, but these bitches ain't gonna look like shit. It ain't guys, we don't think that. We be like, hey man, everybody gonna be fly up here, we're gonna be good.
That's so true.
I'm just saying, Ruben, when you in my wedding, hey, how much time did I really put into a color scheme, the suit? I made sure everybody got fitted first before I even picked it. They was like, what tux? I'm like, hey, we're gonna see how everybody look in the tux first. And then I'll let you know, because I'm gonna make sure all my niggas look fly up here, all right?
I mean, real talk, like Terry's weddings, the suits we had, that's my computer screen, bro.
Hey, we were fly, bro. We all had the different color socks on too.
Yeah.
The only thing is, like, me and Terry didn't realize that the pants was gonna be like extra snug. So me and him both on like the day before the wedding, we had to get our pants adjusted because I mean I don't know what nigga they tried on, like when I tried that suit, because them pants did not fit like that a couple weeks before. But I saw all of a sudden them shits was like knickerbockers on me.
Oh shit! Awesome. All right, you good, AG?
I'm good.
I'm sorry, man.
It's all
But,
good, man. It's a great question. It just, man, it took me back to the dark.
Sometimes our pain helps other people.
Okay, we'll go with that.
All right, Moby, what's on your mind, man?
Ain't nothing, man. I'm just, glad to be out here in the world of the living, because the hospital is no place to get better. The hospital is no place to get better. It's rarely a place to find answers. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I will say, being in some effed up relationships really prepared me for a good hospital stay. Because being in a bad relationship, you realize that nobody's listening to you, that your opinions and your feelings don't matter because nobody will really pay attention to them. You can answer as many questions as you want, but I mean, they still ain't listening to you. And that's pretty much how a hospital stay is for me. Like, I got like 28 different doctors coming in asking me the same questions over and over again, and me giving them the same answers and them not being cool with the answers I gave, apparently, because if it ain't about getting some opioids from them, then they're like, nigga, what you here for? We ain't giving you no pain medicine. And you like, bro, we can give you something for your pain, but I'm not here for pain. I'm just saying, though, why the fuck you come here if you ain't trying to get no drugs?
That's my
Like, we the hospital. We trying to give you some pain pills, man. We trying to give you some shit for your pain. Even the pain you know you have, bro. You sure you ain't hurt? You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, we'll come in here and insult you until your feelings get hurt, and then we can fucking give you some pills for that.
Wow.
I'm just saying, man, like I hope other people have better hospital stays than me. Now, my nurses were amazing. Love my nurses, but man, doctors don't listen to shit that I say, even when they have like blood work and reports to show them the same thing. But I'm also convinced that doctors in this hospital don't actually read, which is also not a scary thing. Like, literally the last day I was there, I told the nurses, I'm like, hey, can I talk to the patient advocate again? They were like, why? And I was like, because I honestly don't feel safe in here. And they were like, why? And I said, because I don't feel safe when I have a doctor coming here asking me the same question that he asked me 30 minutes ago. Like, it's also not in every report that I have since I've been here for like a week. That don't make me feel good about anything he gonna say afterwards. Like, I mean, Lord knows. I mean, I get it. I was there for kidney stuff. But I mean, these motherfuckers were obsessed with the idea of me taking a piss. And they said it in really interesting ways because I have a lot of doctors with accents. So one was like, are you making good urine? And I was like, I mean, doc, how you make bad urine? Like, I mean, like, what would I do to make bad urine? Like, I mean, what if I'm just making aight urine? Like, I mean, is it the subjectivity of my urine, like my discretion? Like, I mean, I think the urine's pretty good to me.
Oh,
so it was either, how's your pain? There's no pain. Okay, so your lower back, is it hurting? No. Is there any blood in your urine? Or are you seeing more blood in your urine? Nigga, I was never seeing blood in my urine, because that would have been a fucking question I would have asked you as soon as you walked in this motherfucker. Like, if I start pissing out blood, you ain't got to ask me no questions. You walk in the room, I'm leading with that shit. Hey, like, doc, this shit is red. So yeah, man, if you're not feeling good, guys, especially men, go take care of yourselves. Like, I know a lot of times we avoid like seeking medical help. We like to wait until that shit becomes like a full-blown problem. And I know my views on the hospital probably ain't making you look forward to going to the hospital. However, I'm telling you, it's, even though I personally just hate getting asked repeat questions, I'm very happy I went to the hospital. I'm glad I didn't like wait until it was a thing. I'm glad when my doctor called me and said, hey, you need to go to the hospital, I didn't go, all right, I'll go there eventually. Because, I guess something bad could have happened. I mean, when I got to the hospital, they thought I was having a stroke. Not because I was like having any symptoms of a stroke, but because my blood pressure was like 225 over 170 or like 160.
That sounds dead to me.
Yeah, so they was like, "Are you okay? Like, is your head hurt?" I'm like, "No, I feel fine." And they were like, "Yo, you sure?" And when they told me what the blood pressure was, I'm like, "Well, now I don't feel good because you just told me what my blood pressure was. I feel awful now. Not that I actually feel bad, but shit, you basically just told me, nigga, you died. What's wrong? Nigga, you sure you ain't dead yet?"
Gotta love doctors, man. Gotta love doctors.
But yeah, man, like, hey, man, something's wrong with you, man. Go get that shit taken care of, man. Don't try to put that shit off, man. You don't get no tough points when you're in the ground. I'm just saying, don't nobody show up to your funeral talking about how tough you were.
And the famous words of the Transformer Jazz: "Get your ass checked, Turkey."
What did he say?
It was in a Robot Chicken episode. They were talking about how because Optimus Prime died from colon cancer.
They say
exactly. And at the end, it was like Jazz came out, "Get your ass checked, Turkey." Oh, it's great.
Oh, when he died, he transformed into a coffin. That shit was fucking hilarious.
I was weak. I was so weak after that. So, awesome. Well, once again, Moby, glad that you're back. Glad you're out the hospital, and glad for your hopeful recovery. What's on my mind? Look, man, we all know Ruben hates snow. We all know that. Like, we're not talking about that today because this past weekend we had some snow, we had some ice. It's not what I'm talking about today, bruh. We got to talk about the one thing we'll never talk about. Of course, rain comes from the sky, snow comes from the sky, then it hardens up, comes ice and all that shit. But they put all this salt on the damn roads, and it gets on my car. You know how hard that shit is to clean off your car, man? Just to go back out there and get it back, put back on it, bruh. Hate it. Hate it with a passion. I get it, man. I 100% get it. We got to do
Ruben,
it.
I'm sorry, man, but you do realize that we got a whole city fucking burning to the ground right now.
I understand that.
And you worried about some goddamn salt on your car?
Yes. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So all I'm saying is, I get it, man. I can be mad about this. I can just be mad about it. But yes, hopefully everybody in California sucks what's going on out there. Hopefully everything will get taken care of. Everything will work out as best it possibly can. That sort of thing. We're praying for you. We notice you. And I mean, we do need to, the government needs to step in.
Yeah, they need to sprinkle some of them seeds in the clouds to make it rain there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying we can't have them people talk about that for flooding the area. We don't think we can help out California by sprinkling some seeds. I'm sorry, man.
You are not sorry. Stop it.
That was actually brilliant. I completely forgot about that. Oh, Jesus. So yeah, man. But they only do that in Republican states. So it wouldn't work there. But no, serious up, man. Like, yeah, I don't like that. But you know what? There are bigger fish to fry. And hopefully, like in California, the government will give those people the help they need, especially with a lot of those people who didn't have fire insurance, which is crazy.
Well, they got canceled. Let's put that part in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a little bit of everything, but that's like the worst. So, like, just keep those people in your prayers. If you want to give money to the American Red Cross, you do that. Government hopefully will step in sooner rather than later. And, yeah, that's all I got. I like to thank everybody for listening to the show today. Thank you for, thanks for being here. I'm sorry, slightly distracted because we stupid. And yeah, I'm messed up right now. I'm sorry, but tell a friend, tell an enemy.
Field goal, man.
They should just kick a second fucking time. They should just kick the field goal, man. I'm kind of over this shit. Like, just be down by one. Just be down by one. rant. Sorry. But tell a friend, tell an enemy, just tell somebody about us. Once again, we're going to be back next Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm probably going to be super pissed off because we're probably about to lose this damn game off of some dumb shit. But hey, I'm going to survive, hopefully, and we'll move on. And you know what? Like I said earlier in the show, I'm just happy we're in the playoffs. And we do everything at the last fucking minute. So, thank you to Moby. Thank you to AG. Thank you to everybody listening to us live and who will be listening to us on the podcast when it comes out later in the week. Hey, you know, let's do this big. Everybody have a great week, and we will see you back here next Sunday. Peace, love, hair grease, soul, and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW podcast, at Nugman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Nugman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of
The 5 Minute Warning.